my Gab.
All right. All right. So we are here with Emmy, Will, and TJ from Southern Hospitality, season 2 of which premieres on Thursday, December 7th. Okay, judging by the premiere and the trailer, this is definitely a level up from last year. I mean, the drama, it seems chaotic. I'm excited to talk to you all about it. How's it going, you guys? How are you?
Good.
I'm doing great.
I think that we've all, have survived and have now come out to be over all the drama that happened this summer, kind of like a forgotten memory that we're going to all live again. So, yeah.
Well, I think drama is also just like a normal part of our lives. Like it doesn't stop when the summer ends, it's just a continuous thing. So it's not like, we're pretty used to it. We're battle hardened at this point.
You're just inherently messy people.
Yeah, we're just, it just comes with the territory for us.
Yeah. And in the first episode, I mean, we hear that there's a huge change at work. You're not allowed to drink at work anymore. There's a new CEO in Leah who seems to be running a pretty tight ship. How does that actually change things for you guys? Like how much were you drinking before at work and sort of how did that impact?
I don't think that anyone's really drinking a lot. We have a lot of people that come in here and spend a lot of money, whether they're getting, bottles and bottles of champagne or they're at the bar ordering expensive shots, and there's customers that want to buy us a shot or get us a glass of champagne, and it puts us in a position where it could be potentially insulting to decline the offer, but we've all learned how to make a fake face when we take a shot of
soda water.
I mean, I think just the quicker a bottle of champagne goes, the quicker they'll buy a new bottle. I don't know who will help drink that, but I mean.
Yeah, and it's also hard on like a Friday night when you're watching all your friends have fun and all these other people have fun to just be working.
And the energy levels like up here.
Maybe we're a little bit happier now.
Well, also it's like people are used to partying with you guys as being part of the experience of Republic, right? So like it's a big change. Will and Emmy, like your relationship is tested in more ways than one this year, it seems. And
that's very true.
First way, it seems like there's a blurry night out where like some sort of rumor happens from that. What can you tell me about what we can expect from that situation and sort of how we'll see you get through it?
I think it's really interesting because it's a really good example of how close our friendships are tied into our relationships. And you definitely see me and Emmy's relationship tested. And then it kind of ripples out and starts to test the friendships that surround our relationship. Because it's really like our friends that have always supported us as a couple and, support us in life. And when our relationship gets tested, it fundamentally shakes up everything around it. So it's really interesting to
you get to see how much people project their own lives into ours.
Right.
So I mean, you definitely get to see a lot of opinions.
And the other way that you're tested is that Will, you decide to go to law school. It looks like you're calling in from law school right now.
I have my first exam tomorrow, so I have to be studying as soon as we're done. Yeah.
How is that affecting your relationship, and how have you guys kind of like gone through being, full-time, not in the same city, long distance, sort of like not too far, but definitely long distance.
Yeah. I think I think over the summer, you really get to watch me try to prepare for it. Like I spend a lot of time talking to Emmy and talking to my friends and talking to myself about like what this change is going to mean for everything, for me, for my work relationships, for my friendships. And, it's been nothing that I expected it to be. And it's been really challenging in a lot of ways. And it's going to continue to be challenging. But I think over the summer, I set myself up to be challenged. So I think it's going to be interesting to watch back and see, how successful or unsuccessful I was at preparing myself for this moment.
You're going through a lot, I feel like.
It kind of went, so far it's gone according to how I thought it was going to go.
It didn't go. It's been easier for Emmy than it has for me.
I mean, I didn't go to law
less change for you, right? Exactly. Yeah.
So I mean, if I miss Will, I just get in the car and I listen to an hour and a half podcast, and then I'm like, oh my god, I'm here.
Yeah. And I think I'm like so busy that it's hard to be a boyfriend sometimes. So, I think it'll be interesting, especially come next summer when I'm back in Charleston and my life kind of flips again.
Right. Totally. TJ, on Real Housewives, there's a term called bone collector, and it's somebody who like knows everybody's secrets. Everybody feels really comfortable telling you things, and you know kind of everybody's tea. I feel like you're kind of that person on Southern Hospitality. Like I feel like people really trust you with that information. Is that accurate? And sort of, do you ever deploy that as sort of like, all right, I know this, or what's that like being in that position?
It's 100% accurate. I feel like I'm definitely the first to know everything. I have a lot of close friendships. I consider myself a very loyal friend, and I'm definitely an ear to listen. And I think a lot of people respect that. So with that comes, everyone's secrets, and the chances of you telling me something and I already know is probably really high. Sometimes I have to,
9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, sometimes I have to put on that face and act like I haven't really. I'm in shock, and sometimes, I'm like, damn, that like it's an actual shock. So,
do people come to you trying to get information out of you? On the flip side of that,
I've done it.
What? Not intentionally. It's just
no, super intentionally. Yeah, no. TJ knows everything, of course.
I mean, sometimes I'll just be like, "Have you heard about this?" And TJ will be like, "No."
Duh. Oh.
And then I'm like, "Yes, you know."
Right.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel like it puts me in a hard situation sometimes.
Then you give TJ one espresso martini. He's like, "Okay, I'll tell you."
Yeah. Going back to that, it's hard to be friends with a lot of people and then know certain things that you wish you could tell them. Mm-hmm. It is challenging.
Yeah, one espresso doesn't always work.
Yeah.
Just make it 2, right?
Yeah.
TJ, in terms of your love life this year, are we going to see any updates from that department?
Honestly, not really. Sadly, it's a small town, and I have high hopes. And
if you want to know about TJ's love life, ask me.
Yes,
there we go. You're the bone collector when it comes to TJ, right?
I'm the bone collector, yes.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly.
Will is gone, and now Emmy is.
Yes,
we are together.
Yes, I probably talked to TJ 8 times at least today.
Yeah, it'll be 3:00, and I'm like, I haven't talked to Emmy yet. I need to call her.
I think me and TJ were on the phone for like 30 minutes just listening to him walk through the aisles of the grocery store yesterday, being like, "What do I need for soup?" Like,
codependent. I love it. Emmy, we see in the trailer that we see in the premiere that you expressed frustration with how Maddi is sort of managing or being a manager, but also like wanting to be still kind of like your peers. And I think she's kind of probably in an awkward position sometimes. And there's a whole blow up between Mia and Leva where you're frustrated that she didn't really stand up for Mia in that situation. We see in the trailer that you say you're coming for her job. What can we expect from that sort of journey and that dynamic? Because that's an interesting one.
You're going to see a lot of just me and Maddi's relationship unfold this season. You're going to see probably all the reasons why I come for her job, and you'll see a lot of our friendship dynamics. And like, probably my most taxing relationship this season is with Maddi. And so you're just going to see all of it unfold. And I mean, it all unfolds in real time, and so it's definitely a very vulnerable and honest truth to everything that happens.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And in the premiere, this is for all of you guys. Like we hear the allegation that Trevor made out with somebody else. Bradley brings it to the group that one of his clients said he made out with him.
I think he told me.
Yeah, naturally he told TJ it. But I feel like everyone's response was sort of like, "I told you so," or like they saw it coming. Is that how do you all react to that whole situation? Because it seems like it's something we'll see play out this season.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like, I guess it's like a told you so, but not in a malicious.
No, not in a malicious way. Just kind of.
I think
you all saw it coming.
Like weren't as shocked this time. And I can't imagine how it is for her to like be going through it again and like it being like public in the workspace. Like she learns her lesson this time through the whole process. So, I mean, I feel for her. I can't imagine how it would be.
Mm-hmm. Will, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I think it like, I wanted to say, I told you so, but it like wouldn't have been heard. It wouldn't have been worth it. Like, of course I think a lot of us were like, wanted to say it, but I think the way that Maddi is and the way that you see her react to the whole situation will kind of show everyone why it wasn't worth saying I told you so. It would have gone poorly.
I think her relationship with Trevor has a big ripple effect on a lot of parts of her lives with her friendship. And I think she might be in denial of how much it affects a lot of things. I mean, it's a big catalyst for a lot of issues this season. Yeah, you'll see that unfold.
And going off that, who is the messiest person on this season of Southern Hospitality?
Joe Bradley.
Intentionally or tensionally?
Either one, both.
Intentionally, definitely Joe.
Yeah. I think Maddi makes a very strong effort at being the messiest, but Joe is a sneaky messy guy sometimes. So
yeah, he is.
I think that Joe just has a hard time forming an opinion of his own when in front of somebody. So he just likes to please with whoever's in front of him at the time.
Well, and I feel like, something about this cast that I really love, it seems like you guys all have like deep-rooted relationships with one another. You know each other so well. Like there are so many sort of like cross connections that I feel like we don't even know about really as viewers. And kind of you throw in sort of some of the Southern Charm people who we see pop up at Republic and they'll be there for a night out or something. What's sort of like now that there's 2 shows operating in Charleston, which is a small town, and there's a lot of overlap, what's that like? Because it adds a whole other factor to living there. I don't know, it must be interesting.
I mean, I personally, in my life, when I go out, I see Taylor all the time because she dates TJ's roommate. So I see Taylor all the time.
Same.
But, I see Austin out quite a bit. And then I work out with Naomi and, I see Madison LaCroix every now and then. But I mean, it's a small town.
It really is.
Like, I feel like we all know we know their lives and they probably know ours.
Yeah.
So
I think just because there isn't a show being filmed doesn't mean that we aren't up to our usual Charleston shenanigans.
Right.
And I think that like we all kind of are getting to the point where our lives are, we're getting a little bit older and kind of entering the same realm that they are, and we're at the same bars and we have some shared experiences and friend groups, and they really bleed together. And I think it would be surprising to a lot of people to see how close our friend groups really are. It's really just like everyone's just agreed at 1 degree of separation from each other. So.
Right. And I feel like that must complicate things because Leva is your boss, but she's also on that show and friends with all those people as well. And like, I mean, I feel like this premiere is kind of indicative of the fact that people aren't shy about stating their mind to her and really kind of taking it to Leva, even though she is your boss. I don't know. It's really precarious.
Yeah. I don't think any of us have talked to Leva that way.
I can't
some of your friends have.
Imagine.
I wasn't raised that way, so I don't.
Oh no.
I mean,
I wasn't surprised. I've known Mia for a while. And
watching it,
Mia speaks her mind. Like I think you got to see more of her speaking her mind as the season progresses too. Believe me. So I don't know. It is interesting, and I think like being friends. I think especially for like TJ, he's like we're very close with Taylor, but Taylor's on a show with Leva, and sometimes the dynamics between if your friend's friend is your boss, but she's also your boss, then it makes it a weird web to try to climb through.
Leva does a very good job of balancing everything. Yeah. I never feel awkward.
She's very well-rounded.
Yeah.
She can definitely juggle, and she's a good juggler.
She knows it. I mean, she's your boss. I mean, you have that respect for her from most people. And I mean, she's very good at, knowing her audience. So, I mean, she knows how to balance her life.
Yeah, and putting her foot down.
Right, totally. And we've seen that. Do any of the people who have lost their job get their jobs back?
You'll have to watch.
Oh, all right. And then lastly, just one word to describe the season of Southern Hospitality.
Chaotic.
Tears.
Yeah,
I'd say challenging.
Well, you guys, I'm excited to see it. I'm an acolyte of this show. Like I tell everybody to watch it. I think the first season was so promising, and this season seems like it's just gonna skyrocket you guys into the next level. So I'm really excited for all of you, and thanks for taking the time to talk today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ibsen.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. I want to gab.